Okay, now let me do this here. You ready, hon?
Yeah, let me kind of grab me some water. I'm sorry.
Hmm. Mhm.
I love your locks.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. And I have to use the bathroom.
Okay.
I am ready. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Grand Rising Elizabeth Wealth Building Wednesday. Wealth Building Wednesday. Woo! It is July the 31st, 2024. We are in the midweek. Woo! How's it going? How's it going, everyone? How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great.
Having a
Yep,
great week?
making it happen.
Yes.
Making it happen, making it
Yes,
happen.
yes.
That is so awesome. Today is our last day of the month of our $1 million morning 30-day challenge. The success is in the routine. The success is in your routine. So if you are not where you want to be, or you haven't accomplished the things that you have on your bucket list, or things that you have, it's probably you just need to look at your daily routine, your weekly routine, your monthly routine. What does it look like? Is your monthly routine or weekly routine raggedy, or is it conducive to the goals that you want to make? So the success is in the routine. This is the last day. And guess what? We're starting another month of the 30-day challenge. Yes, you know what's so amazing? This is July, we'll be in August. So we got August, September, October, November, December. We have 4 more months to go to get it in, to have a productive 2024. It's time to manifest more in 2024. So it ain't over until it's over.
Mhm.
So those are who are here, and the people who come to wealthy Building Wednesday, know that I love to start with a success story. And so this particular story I wanted to do today is because this is a young lady. Actually, I had the privilege of actually meeting over the weekend. I was studying a lot this weekend, getting a lot of different things in, and she was very, very impressive. And her personality and everything was just amazing. And it was regarding doing your pitch. So she's known as the queen of pitches. So when you're in the presence of different people and they ask you, what do you do? What is your pitch? Because sometimes you only have 1 minute to impress that person, to get them to find out more about what you're doing. And so she helps you master the pitch. You know, they have a lot of pitch competitions that's going on where you can win thousands of dollars just by pitching your business and knowing how to do it successfully. So I want to begin with Oh, shoot, I don't have my glasses. All right, I'll be reading without my glasses. Okay. Forbes Riley, often referred to as the Queen of Pitch, is the living testament to the power of resilience, innovation, and unwavering determination. Her journey from a humble childhood to becoming a multi-million-dollar entrepreneur and motivational speaker is nothing short of inspirational. Forbes was born into a modest family in Long Island, New York. Her early years were marked by financial struggles and personal hardship. Her father suffered a debilitating accident when she was just 12 years old, which left him in a wheelchair and the family in dire financial straits. Despite these challenges, Forbes demonstrated remarkable resilience and a fighting spirit. She took on various odd jobs to help support her family, all while excelling in school and participating in numerous extracurricular activities. Determined to break free from the constraints of her circumstances, Forbes pursued a degree in communications at the University of Rochester. Her vibrant personality and exceptional communication skills quickly set her apart. After college, she moved to Los Angeles with dreams of becoming an actress. While she achieved moderate success in acting, it was the natural talent for pitching products that cultivated her into the spotlight. Forbes began to build a formidable network of influential contacts in the entertainment and business worlds. She leveraged these connections to land hosting gigs and major television shopping networks, where she owned her skills as a pitch woman. Her ability to connect with audiences and sell products and with authenticity and enthusiasm earned her the title of the Queen of Pitch. Forbes Riley big break came when she was introduced the Spin Gym, a portable fitness device on home shopping networks. Her passion for the product and her persuasive pitch led to unprecedented sales, turning Spin Gym into a global phenomenon. Forbes' success with Spin Gym solidified her reputation as one of the most successful and trusted pitch women in the industry. But Forbes' entrepreneur spirit didn't stop there. She continued to innovate and diversify her business ventures, launching numerous products and services in the health and wellness sector. Her business flourished, generating multi-million-dollar revenues and impacting the lives of countless individuals. Throughout her journey, Forbes never forgot her roots. She has dedicated a significant portion of her time and resources to mentoring aspiring entrepreneurs, particularly women, and empowering them to overcome obstacles and achieve their dreams. Her motivational speeches and coach programs have inspired thousands to pursue their passion and turn their ideas into successful businesses. I decree and declare that everyone on this call is a success story in Jesus' name.
And I agree.
Yeah, her personality was just was just amazing. And she's been associated with Kevin Harrington, the multi-millionaire that was the first of Shark Tank. And so she's very influential in the industry with a lot of successful individuals. And she was big on the home shopping network, and just her personality and her air was just so amazing and just so beautiful. And so that's what made me inspired to do a little bit of research on her. Yes, 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 yes. I am really excited today. We have an amazing guest today. Mr. Usama, and we go way back, and he has never changed. He's always been warm, caring. He's a serial entrepreneur. That's really what I should have put on your flyer. A serial entrepreneur. He done been in different things. If I'm not mistaken, you saw him, he used to introduce me to different programs. If I'm not mistaken, didn't you do Landmark Forum?
I muted myself out because I'm on a busy road here, so I know probably was a lot of background noise, but yeah, I did the Landmark Forum, and I
Yes.
introduced Lakeisha. I think she introduced you to it, right? The other Lakeisha, not you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
The other look. Oh yeah, the other
was she
Lakeisha.
Lakeisha's?
Yes.
Yeah, I think she brought you to it. Yeah,
Yeah. I couldn't remember who, but I think I know. I thought you the one who introduced me to Landmark Forum.
I think it was Lakeisha.
Okay.
that
And a
brought
lot of ladies on here, a part of the Elizabeth, have done the Landmark Forum. Sheila, you've done the Landmark Forum, haven't you? What about you, Evan? Did you do Landmark Forum?
Like I said, I did a weekend.
You did a weekend? Yes.
Mhm.
That's the
I went.
That's the
That's the
forum.
forum. Yeah.
Yeah, I did a whole weekend.
Yeah, I went to several of the weekends. It was really amazing, really opening. Yeah, so I really appreciate him, sharing other opportunities to work on my personal development and different things like that. And he's definitely somebody who I felt that is very trustworthy when it comes to business, when it comes to financial information. He's great. He is big in Bitcoins, and that's one of the things I wanted him to come on and talk about today. Because what is Bitcoins doing right now in 2024? What is it doing now? Is this something he's into gold and silver? He just used to keep me just abreast on everything, and I just really appreciate him for that. So there was a lot of things he sent me over his bio, and there was things I did not know all these years, Usama. So you're a proud Marine veteran. I did not know that you served in the Marine. Always, I can see because you always been very disciplined, very determined to pursue your goals. So I'm not shocked about that. So I would like you to just go ahead and share your story and tell us a little bit about you, Coach Usama.
All right, thank you. I go by Uzoma Ra. Was born right here in Detroit, Michigan. I graduated from Central High School in 1982, and then I ended up, I wanted to go to college, but I didn't have all my ducks in a row during that time. So I said, well, let me go to the Marines. I don't want to be out here in these streets, So I went to the Marine Corps. I did 4 years in the Marine Corps, was stationed down in Quantico, Virginia. But I always wanted to go to school. So I felt like that would be a good way to get me, so I could still do college, because they give you the GI Bill money. So I used that money. I started taking some business classes when I got out to Marines. I knew I wanted to have a business. So I got started shortly, I got started with a electronics course. I started doing electronics right after I got out of the Marine Corps. I did that. And then I found my way over to Wayne State. I took some business courses, and then I got turned on to network marketing shortly after that. I did Primerica. I did a few network marketing companies. And like Lakeisha said, I always got my toe in something. So I ended up getting a job for the post. I worked for the post office for over 30 years, retired in 2020. It was perfect timing because everything was going to hell, as we know, in 2020, especially the post office was really hit. But so I retired but I had been building different businesses, learning, work, like Lakeisha said, I've been doing my personal development, a lot of personal development over the years. So when I retired, I was on a good path to just say, well, let me go ahead and do my thing. A lot of people are kind of like nervous to retire. They think, what am I going to do now? I ain't gonna be getting no overtime. I didn't have that problem. I knew I could do something. So I just jumped right into it. I started doing, my business. Like I said, I had a couple network marketing things. I was playing, it's a game called Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki. They used to play that game down in Tech Town, and I met a guy there, and he was interested in gold. I was interested in gold. He's a Marine just like me, so we kind of connected. And he, on the gold and silver. That's how we kind of connected initially. And then he later, a few years later, he started talking about Bitcoin. And I was not really a fan. I didn't understand it. I was like, no, I ain't doing that. I had this advertising website, where people could take out ads on your website. He took an ad out on one of my websites, and one day I was waiting. I had an appointment one day, and the person was late for the appointment. So I was on my phone playing around waiting, and I saw his ad popped up on my thing, and I clicked on it. I said, "Oh, what's this thing he talking about?" So I created an account because I was, I just had a few minutes, and when I created the account, I saw the numbers on the website starting to move. So what happened is this was a cloud mining business that he was doing. That's how he got into Bitcoin, cloud mining. And so when I saw the numbers moving, I got excited because they was moving real slow. What I found out is that I was mining Bitcoin from my cell phone. And that was really how I got started. And it was cool. It was cool for maybe a year and a half, 2 years. Everything was good. I was, because it was going slow, I had to buy power. And when I started putting money into it, it was moving fast. It was then I put money into it, started moving faster. Then I was like, okay, this is great. So then I was able to take money out, and I was able to get the Bitcoin off the website, and it was working really good for a couple of years. They changed the rules. They made it hard to get the money off. And so I had a good year and a half run with that, but that's how I got started. And so a lot of things in the Bitcoin space, and Lakeisha, I can go with Bitcoin. So if I start going, you pull me in, because once I get going, I can go. But it's a lot of things out there in the Bitcoin space, and I try to really stay focused talking about Bitcoin, not crypto so much. And it's a big difference. When you get off into crypto and trading and all these different terms, it can get real confusing. I stay in Bitcoin. And so it's a lot of stuff out there you got to be careful. I always like to say, if you hear 2 words, you can think it's probably a scam, and that's trading and Telegram. Telegram is a messaging platform that a lot of scammers, they use. Not all. So I say it's about an 80% chance. If you hear those 2 words together, trading and Telegram, be careful. So I don't promote trading at all. I don't promote trading Bitcoin. I don't promote buying Bitcoin initially. My whole thing is earn while you learn. So I don't believe people should start buying Bitcoin right away because they don't know what it is. Because it's a lot to understand Bitcoin. It gets real deep. So I talk about earn while you learn. I got a 21-day Bitcoin challenge that I share with people. So you can, every day you get an email, take about 2 minutes to read it. In 21 days, you got the fundamentals. You know what it is. You know how to keep it secure. You know why you even need some. So I like to start there on the earn side, on the learn side. Earning is super easy because you don't have to worry about, I ain't got $65,000. You don't have to worry about that because you're not buying Bitcoin. You don't have to worry about, well, what if the price falls? What if I get in? We don't buy Bitcoin initially. We earn Bitcoin. The way we do that is I have a prepaid debit card that I share with people. Whenever I use the debit card, they pay me back in Bitcoin. I was just down in Nashville for the Bitcoin conference, just got back a couple days ago. My hotel, hotels.com, I got about 5% back in Bitcoin. Every time I caught an Uber or a Lyft, I got about 3 to 5% back in Bitcoin. Restaurants I had to eat at, 1.5% back in Bitcoin. Southwest Air, 5% back in. Anytime I use that card, they give me Bitcoin back. When I pay my rent, when I buy gas, whatever, I get Bitcoin back. That way, I really can't lose. I had to spend that money anyway. So that's how I approach Bitcoin for new people. Is we can buy Bitcoin when you're ready to. But at first, just earn Bitcoin. You're already gonna spend this money anyway. That way we take all the risks off the table. You got a chance to learn about it with the 21-day Bitcoin challenge. Just take 2 minutes a day to read. And then after that, you kind of understand, well, hey, I might want to buy some of this. I see the value in it now. But until you really understand what it is, you're not really that open to even getting some. And that's my whole philosophy. People like to talk about Bitcoin. They like to philosophize. They like to guess the price. But when it comes to actually getting some, that's where we get stopped at. And I always tell people, just get some. And so when I was at the Bitcoin conference, it was a lady there, she was doing massages. And I wanted to give her a tip. She didn't know about Bitcoin. I told her, it's going to be a lot of people here what's going to want to tip you in Bitcoin. Let's get you set up. 5 minutes later, she had her wallet. I was able to send her some Bitcoin. So it's easy to get some Bitcoin. So and it takes a little bit more to understand what it is and why you need some. So like I say, I like to keep that earn while you learn. And I think that's the best way to go and get started with it.
So how long has it been since you actually been doing Bitcoin? Because I know it's been some years that you have been Bitcoin, because it was years ago when Bitcoin came, it was a big phenomenon. Everybody was talking about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and different things like that. Because even myself, I had purchased a lot of Bitcoin and understanding the wallet, and different things like that. I mean, I spent a lot of money into that. And I could be a millionaire today and don't even know it, because you do have to really be careful when you dealing with Bitcoins. Because it's certain information that you have. So it's different. I think it's considered decentralization, I believe, on the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency. And I'm glad that you mentioned Telegram, because every cryptocurrency event that I've been to, or adventures that I had introduced myself to, or people introduced me to, they all were scams, and it all went through Telegram. Like, if you're dealing with overseas, and it's talking about overseas, it cannot be trusted. Like, it cannot be trusted. I have not seen one that failed. Well, yeah, you will make some money. They'll get you into it, you make some money, but at the end of the day, you end up losing most of your money. There's no recourse on getting your money back at all. There's nobody to contact. So you really do have to be careful when it comes to Bitcoin. I like your philosophy, Uzoma, because if you earning it, then you're getting a chance to learn how to spend it and how it actually works. Because they even have Bitcoin machines here also, where you could actually, take your money and turn it into Bitcoins, or, receive Bitcoins. I don't know how, I used to see them in some gas stations had it. Are there any other locations that you've seen them, Uzoma?
It was one right up the street from me. They took it out, a lot of that stuff comes into play, and I don't recommend the Bitcoin ATMs because it costs too much money to purchase that way. But a lot of those, when people it's like people do the opposite. When the price is down, people don't care about it. When the price is up, everybody want to get in. So, a lot of the machines that I saw, they started taking them out because people wasn't really into it at the time. They only want to get into it when the price go up. But, Bitcoin, it kind of runs on a 4-year cycle. Every 4 years is always going to be up because of the way it's programmed. It's something called the Bitcoin halving, where the supply is cut in half every 4 years, making it more valuable. It's in the program. But a lot of people don't have like a 4-year mindset. They want to get in and try to do some trading and try to get out. And, if it go down, they kind of freaking out. But yeah, this is like a long-term play. You got to expect it to go up and down. I've been in since 2017, and I came in when it was going up. It was on an upswing. It was good. and then it came down, and so I kind of I understand how it go. It's not gonna always be good, but when it's good, it's good. And if you stay in long enough, it's good. Like I say, every 4 years, we just had a halving a few months ago. So we're expecting a bull run right now. So, but I don't try to predict price, but it's programmed to go up every, like I say, the supply is cut in half every 4 years, which makes it more valuable.
Joy has a question.
How you doing? Grand Rising, everyone.
Grand Rising.
What do you think about the Cash App platform?
Cash App, I don't use Cash App, but I think that's a good way to get started because people have Cash App and you can buy it on Cash App. That's a good way to get started if you have Cash App. I just don't use it because I have another way that's more beneficial for me because the company that I'm referring to, it's a bank. They turned into a Bitcoin bank, basically. They just went public. The CEO was speaking at the conference. So, but they got everything that you need on there. They got where you can earn Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin. You can have direct deposits onto your Bitcoin rewards card and you can use it.
Okay.
You can buy on a certain schedule. You can do a lot with it. So I like it.
Well, I definitely want to get in touch with you. I've been in Bitcoin for a while, probably since about 15, 16, 17 as well. And it's it can be real tricky, real messy. The easiest platform I personally have found is Cash App. And I love the Cash App.
Yeah,
but now they're starting to monitor it, of course.
Right. Yeah, Cash App is good for for people to get started. They want to buy it because a lot of people already have Cash App, so it's just and that's the thing too. Yes, a lot of Lakeisha mentions self-custody, so with cash, it's a lot of KYC that people in Bitcoin don't really care for KYC. Know your customer, where the banks have to give me a picture, give me your ID, they want to know who you are. It's a lot of ways to go around that, but they making it hard. They want everybody to KYC.
Gotcha.
Like, we talked about a presentation. Did you have a presentation that you wanted to share? Or
I did. I just wanted to talk. I got a few books. I don't know if people like to read. I got a few books that I want to recommend, and if you like to listen to podcasts, I got a few podcasts that I want to recommend. But I want to say this before I get to the books and podcasts. At the conference, it wasn't a. One of the good things about the conference is that people remember me from last year because they had a big party and it was a lot of people there. It was two brothers there, me and another brother. That was it. Maybe 600 people there. So it's like we really underrepresented. It's mostly a lot of young white guys. So women, not there. And I kind of say I see where I kind of felt where women, like when I'm at Shane Park or somewhere and it's a long line going to the bathroom. That's how it was 100 guys waiting to get into the bathroom, women running in and out the bathroom. I'm like, this is different. I see how y'all feel when y'all be at the concerts and stuff, but that's how it was. So yeah, women are really underrepresented in Bitcoin. And blacks, we weren't there, but it was good when people they recognized you because I was standing out, but I had a great time. It's always good. I love being around, that energy, people speaking the same language, but yeah, I mentioned a few books that I want to recommend for people. It's one called Bitcoin Evangelism, and I don't have it in front of me, I don't think, but yeah, it's called Bitcoin Evangelism. That's a good book, to kind of get the basic understanding of what Bitcoin is. He breaks it down in a good, easy to understand format. And that's one of the best books that I've read on Bitcoin. And as far as podcasts, it's two podcasts. If you like to listen to podcasts, one is called Coin Stories. It's a woman Her name is Natalie Brunel. She hosted a Women in Bitcoin event down at the conference. So Natalie Brunel is really good at bringing in guests that, to kind of like give you the real scoop on Bitcoin, what's happening. That's Coin Stories. And it's another one by a guy, his name of the podcast, Bitcoin and
Bitcoin what?
and A-N-D. So yeah, I like that. He pretty much just reads the news, like telling you what's happening in the space. He kind of like, tell you everything that's current in the space. So I like, the Bitcoin and I like Coin Stories podcast.
What's Natalie's last name?
Brunel,
B-R-U.
N-E-L-L, something like that. Yeah, Coin Stories. Yeah.
Oh, Coin Stories.
Mm-hmm.
So are you here to, you definitely feel Bitcoin is here to stay?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I'm kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised by some of the people that they heard about it, but it was some young people like my Uber drivers. A lot of them just, I was like, Bitcoin been around before Uber. And a lot of people just, they kind of slow to get involved with it and I can understand why, because like was mentioned, it's a lot of BS out there. You got to be really careful. And that's why I like the earn while you learn philosophy. And before I forget, I want to make sure that everybody has the information on how to get the card, how to get the 21-day Bitcoin challenge. So that's my main website is getsomebitcoin.com. And it's a purple button on there that says learn. And it's another button that says earn. So both of everything can be found on that website, getsomebitcoin.com. You can go there, get your card. You can sign up for the 21-day Bitcoin challenge. And once you do those two, you'll have a good foundation. You'll be able to, you'll start getting some and go from there,
Now, one of my experiences with Bitcoin, like I said, I could be a millionaire and don't even know it right now. Because it's important that you keep track of your information. So it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. And so I knew that you had to be like, really keep your information, your key codes and all that, very safe. And so I had my information in a safe. Like I had fireproof safe where I kept all my important information, right? So it says fireproof. I had a flood in my home. I was telling you about it, Uzoma, that I had a flood in my basement and my safe had got removed from the top level down to the floor. So even though it was fire safe, it wasn't flood safe.
Yeah, water.
Water went through my safe and ruined all of my papers, all my important papers and everything. And it also was including my Bitcoin information, all my Bitcoin information. I know I had put in at least a couple $1,000, if not a little bit more into the Bitcoin when it had first got started, because I was, so excited and, seeing things growing and, and so you do have to be careful because there's no recourse. And some people may be a little nervous sometimes. Also, that's why I like his concept of learn as you earn, is because there has been stories of a millionaire who had millions in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, couldn't find his code and everything. He just, all that money, it's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that's true. It's about self-responsibility because there's no FDIC. It's nobody coming to save you. If you lose your private keys, it's a wrap. But they got some things where now they got different kind of custody models where, you can have 2 or 3 set of keys and, you have to have two sets to unlock. So you might have one stored over, in a different country somewhere. and then have somebody else hold the key. So it's going to take 2 keys to open that up. So it's some ways to keep it a little bit safer these days than what it was back in the day. They didn't have all those multi-signature, processes where you can kind of like, because once you get a certain amount of Bitcoin, then you definitely want to start thinking about different ways to keep it secure. Initially you can keep it on your phone, but once you get a certain amount, you want to get an actual physical wallet, and you definitely want to have it somewhere secure. Yeah, that's the site right there. And I think that, let me see, if you keep going down to that, okay, let's keep going down a little bit further. That one right there, earn Bitcoin. So that's the card. That's where you ordered the prepaid debit card, right there. Yep, that's the site. You just sign up with your email, and so I mentioned that I helped the young lady down in Nashville, the girl that was doing the massages. I helped her get her card set up, but what I know about this is that a lot of people will download the app, but when it comes to the second and most important step of ordering the cards, I lose about 80% of the people. They won't order the debit card, but what really surprised me, because I was able to help her do it, it took us about 5 minutes. I thought it took longer than that. I was like, this must be a process, because they changed the process, but to me it's a lot easier than it was when I got started. All the girl had to do was take a picture of her ID, take a selfie, put some information in. You have to do all that because it's like opening up a bank account, really, because you get a checking account with this account. So you get a routing number, you get an account number, so you can send money to the card. So, but yeah, that's it. You gotta, I say it's 3 steps. Download the app, sign up with your email first, download the app, order the card, and then the last step where I lose other people is they don't use the card. That's like, wow, you got a card, you won't even use it. But yeah, if you use the card, you're gonna start getting Bitcoin in your account. And then it's just a matter of understanding. And see, one of the reasons that, back to scams, one of the reasons I like this company, a lot of people who are scammers, they want to control your Bitcoin. They want you to have to ask them to send you the Bitcoin. With this company, they promote self-custody. They want you to get the Bitcoin off of here into your own wallet. They big on self-custody. That's why I like them. They don't want you to keep the Bitcoin on this phone, on this app. They want you to put it in your own wallet and you take care of it.
I have a
Queen
question.
has a question.
Yeah, so if I were to I had to put money in this, right? So when you said they're not using it, you have to put money in there, right?
It's a prepaid debit card. Yeah, it's a prepaid debit card.
Ah,
So you put the money on the card and then you just spend the money. So
okay.
And
Okay.
then when you say that that I would get Bitcoin, is it credit or what? When you say that if I use this card, I buy something for $70, what am I getting back with
getting a certain amount of Bitcoin, depending on what you buy, like restaurants, they pay 1.5% back in Bitcoin. When I call an Uber or a Lyft, they give me 5% back in Bitcoin. It depends on
so
5% back on the $70.
of what I use, what I spent.
Exactly.
It's like how you get points back on a credit card,
Like points.
but they're
Yeah,
giving you
okay.
Bitcoin in exchange. Are there any service fees for transferring the Bitcoin?
Very small fees. It's no
Okay.
fees to actually like move the Bitcoin.
Okay.
It's very small fees. The only fee that I can think of, and it's an optional fee, is when you sign up, they're going to give you an opportunity to upgrade to what's called a Fold Plus. So the Fold Plus card gives you like a higher percentage of Bitcoin. It gives you like other options that the regular Fold card don't give you. So I always recommend take the 90-day free trial, because they're not gonna charge you until you say, yeah, I want to continue with the Fold Plus. But if you go with Fold Plus, which I recommend, it's $10 a month or $100 a year. But the benefits, the amount of Bitcoin that you earn if you use the card, it's well worth it.
It'll outweigh that. Okay.
So what do you do when you make a purchase or something and then your Bitcoins is occurring? What do you do with it? Like, what do you do with the Bitcoin?
I move it to my
also
wallet.
buy with it also?
You can actually, and this is a new thing that they did, you can actually take the Bitcoin that you've earned and put it back, but you get into tax implications then. Once you start spending your Bitcoin, now you get into tax implications, but you can take the Bitcoin that you earn, put it back on the card and use it as money and spend it right away, which is good if you want to spend it. I don't really
recommend that.
Yeah, spending your Bitcoin. Nah,
Yeah.
you can if you need to, but my whole thing is save it. Let the 4-year cycle do its thing and let your Bitcoin run. Just save it.
How long have you been doing this?
Since 17.
Oh, this actual program? With the
Yeah,
credit card?
maybe 19 with the card, maybe 19. I think I got in with the
Okay.
card. Yeah,
Okay.
I highly recommend. This is my favorite Bitcoin company because it takes all of the risk, all of the, I don't have the money to buy. It takes all that off the table.
Right.
We're not talking about buying. We're talking about paying your rent, buying gas, buying food, what you already was going to do, and just take the Bitcoin and understand what it is, understand how to keep it safe, you know.
What's is 0.5% the most that you've seen it pay back, the highest?
No, 20% is the highest that I've seen.
Wow.
So yeah, it depends on what you buying.
What you buying,
And then they always got these category boosts where, like, right now they doing 5% on Uber, or like I was talking to a contractor. I got to call him. He's a contractor. He spent a lot of money at Home Depot. I was telling them, Home Depot pay you 5% back in Bitcoin. You're already buying supplies.
Right.
You pick up that Bitcoin. He spent a lot of money at Home Depot.
Right.
So yeah, it's a lot of places that they offer. They got a gift card program, and that's how you're going to get the most. Like Amazon, they pay 2.5% back on Amazon. I tell people, if you spend money on Amazon and you're not picking up Bitcoin, you should stop doing that.
Yeah.
They pay 2.5% back every time you spend money on Amazon. But you got to get the Amazon gift card through this app, and then just use a gift card on Amazon.
And this is definitely one way that rich people stay rich. They do little tricks and trades like this, where we don't take the time to do this stuff. A lot of us don't. Yeah.
It's sad and funny that you say that, but like the young lady that was doing the massages, she just got it right away. She picked up on. I got another sister. She called me like 3 years ago, asked me about Bitcoin, and still had. So I just called her recently. I said, hey. She said, okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay. It'll take 5 minutes, sis. I'm gonna call her today and see if I can get her moved.
Right.
So how do you actually deposit money onto the card? Like, what's that process?
It's easy. You can do direct deposit, which I do. I just put my check on there. You can do allotments. You can say, every month take $25 out of my account and put it on there, $50. It's a lot of ways you can get money on the card. Yeah, they make it real easy to get money to the card. You can, one of the fastest ways, but they charge you maybe 1.5% is to connect your debit card to it, like your current debit card, and just like move the money from your debit card to that card. But that's a fee. It's like a 1.5. But the other ways, like direct deposit, doing allotment, it's no fee. They just move the money straight, like you can say on payday, put $100 from my bank account to this card.
And then it keeps track, the system keeps track of how much you spend, how much
all your transactions, how much Bitcoin you got. Yep.
So then once you have a certain amount of Bitcoin on the card, then you transfer it to your wallet.
Exactly. Yep.
And does it help you set up a wallet, or that's something you have to have
Yeah,
in advance? Have your
yeah.
wallet already set up beforehand, or how does
Not
that work?
beforehand, but you need to have it before you move the money from the car. You need to have a wallet set up, which it take 2 minutes to set it up. Yeah.
So they don't set it up for you or give you no recommendation on what wallet. So what wallet is your favorite wallet?
I would recommend two wallets as far as hot wallets, which is like mobile wallets. It's on your phone. One would be the green wallet, green. And the other one would be aqua. What I like about aqua is they allow you to do something, and I'm starting to go down the rabbit hole a little bit, talking about Lightning. So the aqua allows you to do fast transactions on what's called the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network is, where you can, like, I sent the lady some Bitcoin. She had it in like 60 seconds, she had it. With the green wallet, it's more for like bigger transactions. So the green wallet is good for bigger transactions that you might want to make. The aqua wallet is good for, they do both. They do what's called like on-chain, which is like the main chain of Bitcoin, and then the Lightning Network, which is like the fast way to send it. It's like you can send, on the Lightning Network, you can send somebody, $1 in Bitcoin. On the main chain, you're not gonna be trying to send no dollar because it costs too much. So the aqua has both main and Lightning on it. So, but I like the green for just long-term storage until you get enough where you feel like I need to get this money off my phone and then into like a hardware wallet.
That's interesting. On Cash App, they have, usually if you're transferring money from Bitcoin from your account to you, from the Bitcoin account to the bank account, they'll say if you want it instantly, they'll charge this fee. And they'll say if you want to wait for a few days, you can have it. You can get it free. So that kind of sounds like what you talk.
Even with the Bitcoin, even when it comes to the Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying on the Cash App, the Bitcoin, when you transfer, yeah.
Oh, so that's the same as, regular currency, because it does the same thing with regular currency. So I didn't know it did that with the Bitcoin.
Yeah, on the Cash App. Yeah, if you want it like right now, they'll charge you like a dollar something, a fee. But if you wait 2 or 3 days, then you can get it free. Yeah.
Now, can you buy other things with the Bitcoin with that card? Like, transactions that require X amount, this costs X amount. If you use your Bitcoin, like you purchase something, how does that work? Can you do that or no? Or it's just basically just saving the Bitcoin?
You talking about on this app right here?
Yeah.
Ask me again, Lakeisha.
So can you purchase things with Bitcoin? Like, let's say I want a book and they accept, or a company accepts Bitcoin. Can you use that card and say, hey, I want to purchase this with Bitcoin instead of?
Not with the card, but once you get it to your off the card, then yeah, it's just a matter of having somebody that's willing to accept your Bitcoin. Yeah.
So that's where it's in your wallet and you're working from your wallet. If you want to spend something.
Yeah, you can spend it from your wallet.
Okay, but not the card.
But the card, like I say, when you get a certain amount of Bitcoin on your on the card, I mean on the app, before it even get to the card, it's on the app. And once you get a certain amount and you're trying to move it, you can say, I don't want to move it to my wallet. Just put it back on the card.
What would be considered a certain amount? What would you consider a certain?
It's a minimum. It's 50,000 sats.
Okay, gotcha.
And I just introduced a new word, sats, which is short for Satoshis, which is a small amount of Bitcoin. And that's what people, really want to, understand and focus on is how many Satoshis can I get? Because most people don't have $65,000 to drop on a Bitcoin. But Satoshis is where, you know, you can kind of like get started. So once you get 50,000 Satoshis, you can move them back on the car, or you can move it back to the car, or you can move it off the app into your own personal wallet.
Got you.
That's this right here.
Yeah, that's explaining what sats are, right? Yeah.
That's a whole nother world. My family, we all and friends, we did $500 on this Bitcoin platform, and we don't know how to get it off.
Yeah, you have to be really careful.
Yeah, yeah.
You have like
Doing it.
everybody pretty much that I've met we've all been scammed at some point, because we got in and we didn't understand what it was, and we kind of like thought it was a get rich quick type of a deal. And that's how people kind of promoted it. But I always tell people 4 years. It's a 4-year cycle. So if you can hold on and be patient and do your research while you getting some, not just do your research and not get none, because that's, yeah, you let 4 years go past and you was still researching. Or you said you was researching. I know people like that. They always talk about it. They doing their research, they not doing nothing. So I say, do your research while you're getting some.
And that's the program you're speaking of.
Right, right. And Sheila, can you put in this other website for me? This is my main learning website. It's bitcoinboaz.com, BOAZ. That's where you can sign up for the 21-day Bitcoin challenge. Every day we'll send you an email. It takes about 2 minutes to read it, and after 21 days, you'll have a way better. You'll know about, you know, private keys. You'll know about the Lightning Network, which I talked about. You know about Satoshis. You know how to keep it secure. Everything in 21 days. So if you go to the bottom, it's like a little form. You just fill out that form, and then you will get the 21-day Bitcoin challenge coming to your inbox. And I just tell people, just take 2 minutes and read it. So that would be the earn while you learn. You know, you got the fold card, and then you got the 21-day, you know, email series coming to you.
And the email series is telling me what?
Everything.
Talking about
It's giving you the fundamentals. It's giving you the, like, why Bitcoin even came apart, you know, into existence. Like, what was the need for Bitcoin? You know, it's teaching you about mining, how I got started. It's teaching you like, yeah, everything. It's giving you a good foundation so you can like ask good questions and you know what to watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Hey, Mr. Uzoma. Long
Hey,
time no see.
Shalonda, how you doing?
I had to listen. It took me a minute. I was like, wait a minute. I know him. Okay, so question for you. What you have any other coins you recommend?
It's funny. At the conference, there was some guys there. So last year, it was some guys at the Bitcoin conference. They was hyping up this Gary Gensler coin. Gary Gensler is the SEC chairman. They wanted to hype up that coin. I call it pump and dump. You know, this year they got a Trump coin. They trying to pump up a Trump coin, get everybody to buy this coin, and then once it goes to, you know, then they're gonna sell it. You know, Dogecoin, all these coins people talk about, get rich quick. I don't recommend none of them. I say get some Bitcoin, stay there, focus, and you'll be okay. But yes, a ton of coins you can get into. You might get lucky. You might get in on the pump and not the dump. Most people get in on the dump though, or they don't get out fast enough. So yeah, I don't recommend no other coins. But that's a good question. I'm glad you asked.
Mm. Wow.
Can I get your contact information? Can you put it? I'd like to contact you afterwards.
Okay. I'll put it in the chat.
Put in the chat, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I'm gonna put my business card in here so you can connect with me on my socials and my
Yeah, put that on there so we can everybody can know where to follow you.
Yeah, this was great information about Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really wanted to know what what was going on now that it's 2024. You you don't hear it as prevalent as you once did. So I'm like, what's going on with Bitcoin now?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think my daughter would be interested in it. That's something she would be interested in.
Yeah.
And so what's the purpose of you just you saving Bitcoin, the purpose, what is the end result or your attention behind saving the Bitcoin? What is the purpose? What outcome would you like to see happen? Trade it in, or what's the purpose of you?
I just think what I like about it is that I've seen that it holds this value. You remember I talked about gold, how that's how me and the guy that introduced me to, we were both interested in gold because it holds its value over the long term. Unlike the dollar, they just print those things out of they want to go start a war, they just print more dollars. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever they do that, then the value, as we can see, a dollar, you go to the grocery store, it don't buy as much as it used to buy. But the thing about Bitcoin, one Bitcoin is always a Bitcoin. One Satoshi is always a Satoshi. It's going to be more valuable, I believe, in the future than it is now, unlike the dollar. So I believe I like to play the long game. I like to play the long game. I believe in having some, it's something that, people can't, like PayPal, Cash App, Bank of America, they can all shut me down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
They can cancel my accounts.
Mm-hmm.
My Bitcoin, I got it. I got my Bitcoin.
It's having more control.
Exactly.
Having more control. And at one time, I believe when it came out, people were thinking that was going to be the new currency. And rumor has it that, the end of July, everything's supposed to change over, So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The dollar's really not being worth anymore.
Right.
And if it does change over to and it goes to Bitcoin is gonna go way up.
Right. And that's why people want to be, not like late to the party. Be early to the party. Get in today.
Be in position.
Yeah, be in position.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Some people think the ship has sailed. Like you missed the boat with Bitcoin. Don't even try to get no Bitcoin. What's your
You ain't missed the boat. We still early. A lot of people don't know about it, or most people don't have any. So
and a lot of people don't believe it. They don't believe it. They think it's a hoax.
Right. But that's a lot of that is that people been scammed, and then they try to mix Bitcoin with crypto. Now it's confusing. Now I try to simplify it and just stay focused on Bitcoin.
Right.
And be patient. Give it some time to do its thing. You might get lucky and come in like I did in 17 when everything is going up, or you might get in at the top. Well, a lot of people do. They hear about it on the news all the time, and it's coming down. Either way, when you're doing it like this, when you're not putting no money into it right away, when if you be patient, just use the card, you'll be okay.
And so okay, well, one thing is, how do you benefit from us if
you get the card? Yeah, every time you use the card, the company pays me some small amount of Satoshis. Yeah, they pay me a small amount of Satoshis.
And you work with your team. We will be like a team.
As long as that's why I want to make sure, if you make sure you sign up with your email, that way we connected. Don't just go straight download the app. Sign up through your email. And that way we connected.
And what's the general amount that you should start, that would be good to start off with?
Well, I would say if if you're an Amazon shopper, you're going to spend a certain amount, I would say put that amount on the card that you're going to spend at Amazon. If you go to Aldi's and you're finna spend 100, 200 at Aldi's, put that on the card. Because Aldi's pay 3% back. Yeah. But it's some things that you gotta understand. And that's why I like to work with the people, because like I was at Aldi's yesterday I wasn't really an Aldi's fan, but when they said 3% back in Bitcoin, I said, let me go over here and see what all these guys. And I went in there and I liked it. You know, I liked some of the snacks they had in there. You know, the fruit I got was sweet. But the thing about it that you have to know, like with Aldi's, for instance, they got a limit to how much they're going to pay. They're only going to give you $2.50 back in Bitcoin. Now that $2.50 might be, you know, $20, you know, in a year or two, whatever. But what I had to do is I had to tell the girl at $50, stop it, and then ring me up again. So she rung me up twice. That way I get the whole amount, you know, because otherwise I won't get the whole 3%. So I told her at $50. And so sometimes you have to know that kind of stuff. Like you have to know what the limitations is of the program. If they say they're only going to pay $250 on that, you said, well, just charge me $50 and then ring me up again. So that's what I had to do yesterday. So it's some little things that I've learned by using the card that I like to share with you, just like CVS. CVS is one of our places where you can get 5% back. But what I found out is only online. So I was going to CVS thinking I was going to get 5%, and it wasn't. So so you got to know, you got to read and understand how everything works. But they do have CVS gift cards. I was wondering, like, why they got CVS on here twice? They got the CVS gift card that you can buy, and you get like 3.5 or whatever it is. And then they got the where you don't have to buy the gift card. So it's kind of like you got to kind of understand how the system works. That's why I like to make sure I work with the people, show them how to maximize the card. Because that's the thing, you can get the card and use it, but it's ways to maximize it, like Amazon. You know, if you spend money on Amazon, don't do it. Stop. Just get the Amazon gift card and use it. I know some people spend a lot of money on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
You got to stop doing that. You got to pick up the Bitcoin every time you do it. Pick up the Bitcoin.
All right. Well, it is 10:04. Time went by so quick. That was some really, really good information regarding, you know, Bitcoin, the system that you have. We all really appreciate you coming and sharing your knowledge. It's good to see a man on on our shows, mainly women, but men do come on our show, you know. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone who took their time out to come to Wealth Building Wednesday. And with that being said, I would love for everybody to give yourself a hug. Let's hug the world because they need a hug too. And let's sprinkle love, peace, and happiness onto the universe. And I will see you next Wednesday. Tomorrow will be Evelyn's show. Creativity, getting that creativity side of yourself. And Friday is passion and purpose. So I will see you all. Have a wonderful and fantastic day on purpose.
On purpose.
All right. It was nice sharing with you ladies today. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. You were some good eye candy.
Thank you. Bye.